They called him the Craigslist killer, but to me, he was just another monster hiding in plain sight. It was Valentine's Day 2009, a day for love, for romance, until we got the call. Room 426, a boutique hotel in downtown Boston. The body of a young woman bound at the wrist, a single gunshot wound to the chest. No witnesses, no security footage worth a damn, just a dead girl and a digital breadcrumb trail that led us straight into the shadows of the internet. My name is Detective Sam Calloway, and for 20 years, I've hunted men like Ethan Marshall. But this case, this one, stuck to me like a stain that wouldn't wash away. The victim was Emily Carter, 25, an aspiring actress trying to make ends meet. She wasn't selling herself, but not exactly. Just offering massage services on Craigslist, a way to cover rent in between gigs. She answered an ad from a man who called himself Andy, said he was a gentleman, a professional, someone who had money and valued discretion. It was all a lie. The moment she stepped into that hotel room, everything seemed fine. The air was warm, the lighting soft, casting a comfortable glow over the neatly made bed. He greeted her with a charming smile, his demeanor smooth, practiced. As she set up her massage oils, they talked small talk at first. Hobbies, favorite places to travel, her dreams of making it big in the city. She laughed at one of his jokes, her guard slipping just enough. Then, as she turned to grab more oil, she felt it a sharp prick against her neck. The room blurred, her breath caught. Panic flashed in her eyes as she reached for the dresser, but her body betrayed her. Her legs buckled. He caught her before she hit the floor, lowering her gently like a scene rehearsed 100 times before. By the time she woke, her world had shrunk to the four walls of that room. Her wrists zip-tied, her body heavy, sluggish. She struggled, but the drug had drained her strength, and then she saw him, sitting calmly beside the bed, watching, waiting. His eyes weren't filled with rage or pleasure, just cold calculation. "Don't fight it," he murmured, almost amused. "It'll be over soon." Her pulse pounded. She tried to scream, but only a weak whimper escaped. He took his time, searched through her purse, counted the cash, tossed aside anything of no value, and then, without hesitation, he raised the gun. A single, merciless shot to the chest. The silence was suffocating, broken only by the slow, steady drip of blood staining the sheets. He didn't flinch, didn't hesitate, just stood, pocketed the cash, and vanished into the night like a ghost. At first, we had nothing. The burner phone he used, untraceable, the surveillance cameras, useless, just a shadowy figure in a hoodie. But killers, they always make mistakes. And Ethan Marshall's mistake? Arrogance. 2 nights after Emily's murder, another woman came forward. She had met Andy through Craigslist too. Only this time the victim got lucky. She fought back, ran, lived to tell the tale. She described him as tall, clean-cut, with an air of confidence that made you trust him. Like a doctor, she said. That was the break we needed. We scoured Craigslist ads, cross-referencing them with university records. And there he was, Ethan Marshall, 23, a promising medical student at Boston University, engaged, no criminal record, a future doctor with a deadly secret. The moment I met him, I knew. He sat across from me in the interrogation room, hands folded neatly, eyes steady. Not nervous, not shaken, just bored. "Detective, this is ridiculous," he said, voice smooth as glass. "I've no idea what you're talking about." But the evidence told a different story. Hotel keycard logs, online messages, forensic traces from his apartment. We had him. The night we arrested him, his fiancée was there, stunned, frozen, clutching her engagement ring like it was the only thing keeping her upright. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Ethan never confessed. Not once. He maintained his innocence as the trial loomed, as the walls closed in. But justice has a way of catching up to men like him. A year later, before he could stand trial, he took the coward's way out. They found him hanging in his jail cell. No note, no last words, no closure. Just a cold, empty ending to a case that still lingers in the darkest corners of my mind. I think about Emily Carter sometimes, about how she walked into that hotel room on Valentine's Day and never walked out. The internet is a dangerous place, and monsters, they don't always look like monsters. Sometimes they look like the boy next door, and sometimes they smile as they pull the trigger.